You think night is when humans are supposed to shut down. You turn off the lights, you lock the door, you lie still in a dark room and call that normal. But for most of human existence, darkness was not peaceful. It was alive, it moved, it breathed. It watched from beyond the fire. Now imagine one change in our evolution. What if humans were never meant to sleep through the night? What if our bodies were built for the dark? Not like cats, not like owls, not perfect night vision, but enough. Wider pupils, more sensitive eyes, a brain that stayed sharper after sunset, a nervous system that became more alert when the sun disappeared. In our world, night made humans vulnerable. In this other timeline, night becomes the reason humans rise. The first change begins long before cities, before farming, before language becomes complex enough to carry myths. A small group of early humans stands at the edge of a dark savanna. The air is cold. The grass moves in the wind. Somewhere far away, a predator calls. In our timeline, humans would gather close to the fire. They would wait. They would listen. Night would shrink their world into a circle of orange light. But in this timeline, the dark does not blind them. Their eyes adjust faster. Their brains do not collapse into sleep as quickly after sunset. Their fear is still there, but fear becomes a tool, not a cage. One hunter lifts his head. He sees movement between the trees. Not clearly, not perfectly, but enough to know the shape is not human. A predator is near. The group does not panic. They spread out. They raise spears. They move together in the dark. And for the first time, night does not belong only to the animals. It belongs to humans too. This single difference changes everything. Because in prehistory, the world was divided by light. Day was for movement, gathering, hunting, tracking. Night was for shelter, fire, waiting, and survival. But if humans could function better at night, then the day-night boundary would break. Early humans would not simply survive darkness, they would use it. They could travel at night when the sun no longer burned their skin. They could hunt animals that relaxed after dusk. They could avoid rival groups during the day and move silently under starlight. The dark would become a road, and that road would change migration. In our timeline, humans leaving Africa faced enormous challenges: heat, deserts, predators, unfamiliar landscapes, and long distances between safe places. In this alternate timeline, night-active humans have a strange advantage. They move when the world cools. They cross open ground under moonlight. They follow stars not only as symbols, but as practical guides. The first great migrations may happen earlier, faster, and more confidently. A group reaches a dry plain where daytime heat is dangerous. In our world, they would wait in shade and risk dehydration. But here, they sleep through the harshest afternoon and move after sunset. Children learn the stars before they learn distant mountains. Elders do not say, "Stay near the fire." They say, "Watch the sky." Night becomes a map. This changes the human mind. Because a species that lives half its life in darkness does not imagine the universe the same way. In our timeline, the night sky became mystery, religion, fear, navigation, and beauty. But if humans were truly active at night, the sky would be even more important. The stars would not be something you glance at before sleep. They would be part of daily life, or nightly life. Constellations might become the first calendars much earlier. Moon phases might guide travel, hunting, and gathering. The difference between a moonless night and a full moon would shape entire survival strategies. A full moon might mean long-distance movement. A dark moon might mean ambush hunting. Cloudy nights might be dangerous because the sky map disappears. Before humans build temples, they may build memory systems around the night sky. Before the first farmer plants grain, the first night walker may already know when herds move, when rivers shrink, when cold seasons return. Civilization in this timeline may begin not with the sun, but with the stars. But there is a cost. Humans built for night would not be the same emotionally. In our world, darkness still triggers something ancient inside us. A sound at 2 a.m. feels different from a sound at noon. Your brain knows this. Your body knows this. But in this timeline, that fear is transformed. Night does not make humans passive. It sharpens them. Their senses rise. Their attention becomes narrow and intense. They are not relaxed in darkness. They are awake in a deeper, more predatory way. This means human culture becomes more secretive, more watchful, more silent. Daytime may become the time for rest, repair, family, tool-making, and sleep. Night becomes the time for action. Picture a prehistoric camp at noon. In our world, daylight is busy. People gather plants, repair tools, teach children, prepare food. But in this timeline, noon is strangely quiet. Bodies lie beneath shade structures. Children sleep beside adults. Fires burn low. The world is bright, but the people are still. Then sunset comes, and the camp wakes. Hands reach for spears. Stone blades are checked. Ash is rubbed across skin to reduce shine. Faces become serious. The group moves out beneath a purple sky. To us, this would feel backwards. To them, this is normal. And once this pattern takes hold, predators face a new problem. Humans become competitors in the dark. Lions, hyenas, leopards, wolves, and other night-active hunters would no longer have darkness as their private advantage. Human groups might use fire not only for defense, but for controlled intimidation. Small flames carried through darkness, sparks moving across the plain, voices clicking softly, spears forming a wall. Predators that once approached human camps at night might learn to avoid them, because these humans do not sleep helplessly. They patrol, they track, they remember. This could make humans more dominant earlier, not because they are stronger, but because they steal time itself. In our timeline, humans already became terrifying endurance hunters by day. We could walk, track, sweat, and outlast animals under heat. In this alternate timeline, we become pressure hunters of the dark. Animals never fully rest. If they run by day, humans may follow tracks later. If they hide at night, humans may surround them under moonlight. The human advantage becomes continuous, not 12 hours, almost 24. But biology always demands payment. If humans are not meant to sleep at night, then when do they sleep? Most likely, sleep becomes split and flexible. Shorter rest periods. Afternoon sleep, dawn sleep, group sleep in shifts. Some people awake while others recover. This could make human societies more organized earlier. Because once sleep becomes a shared schedule, someone must decide who watches, who hunts, who rests, who guards children, who keeps fire alive. Leadership may begin not from farming, war, or wealth, but from managing the night. The first leaders may not be kings. They may be watch leaders. People who know when danger is near. People who understand moonlight, tracks, clouds, and animal calls. The person who reads darkness best becomes the person others follow. This changes power. In our timeline, strength, age, skill, memory, and social bonds all shaped leadership. In this timeline, night awareness becomes sacred. The best night watchers may become early shamans, scouts, and commanders at the same time. They are the ones who stand between the sleeping group and the unseen world. And because the dark is full of danger, their knowledge becomes mysterious. They know which sounds matter. They know when silence is wrong. They know the difference between wind and grass and a body moving low. Over thousands of years, that skill may turn into spiritual authority. Not sun gods first, night gods first. The earliest sacred stories may not worship the sunrise. They may worship the moon, the stars, the black sky, and the hidden eyes beyond the fire. Children would grow up hearing that darkness is not empty. Darkness is where the world reveals its real face. That one belief could reshape art. Cave paintings may look different. In our timeline, many prehistoric artworks show animals, hands, symbols, movement, and mystery deep inside caves. In this timeline, cave art might become even more connected to night vision and shadow. Humans who live by darkness may become obsessed with outlines, glowing eyes, moonlit bodies, and moving shapes. Art may not imitate daylight. It may imitate flickering fire and starlight. The first stories may be performed at dawn, after the hunt, when the group returns from darkness with meat, blood, fear, and memory. Instead of gathering at night for safety, people gather at sunrise to explain what happened in the dark. And that changes human imagination. In our world, monsters often come from the night. In this timeline, humans come from the night. We become the thing other animals fear when the sun goes down. But farming may develop differently. Agriculture depends on sunlight. Crops grow by day. Fields need observation, labor, irrigation, protection, and seasonal planning. If humans are culturally and biologically night-centered, farming may arrive later or take a different form. Early night humans may prefer hunting, trapping, fishing, and gathering under cooler conditions. They may become experts at nocturnal animal behavior and moon-based seasonal cycles. But once farming begins, it would be strange. Fields would be worked at dawn, dusk, and bright moonlight. Villages may be designed around daytime sleep. Houses may be darker, cooler, thicker-walled. Public life may happen at night. Markets open under moonlight. Rituals happen before sunrise. The first cities glow with controlled fire while the surrounding fields sleep in darkness. A city in this timeline would look almost alien to us. At noon, streets are nearly empty. Doors are covered. Interiors are cool and dark. Only guards, children, and animals move slowly through heat. But after sunset, the city comes alive. Workshops open. Traders arrive. Priests climb temple platforms to read the stars. Farmers inspect irrigation channels by torchlight. Guards watch rooftops. Musicians play low rhythms as people move through streets lit by oil lamps. The first city is not a sun city, it is a night city, and that would change technology. Humans would develop better lamps earlier. Better fire control, better reflective surfaces, better pigments visible in low light, better architecture for airflow and darkness, better calendars based on moonlight. Writing may even begin differently. In our world, writing emerges strongly in connection with accounting, trade, administration, and temple economies. In this timeline, early marks may also track night cycles, moon phases, hunting routes, watch shifts, predator patterns, star positions. The first records may not simply say, "this many sacks of grain." They may say, "on the dark moon, the herds moved north." Knowledge of night becomes civilization's database. But warfare also changes. Night raids become normal earlier. Settlements must defend themselves in darkness. Walls, watchtowers, alarm signals, and patrol systems develop quickly. A people adapted to night would be difficult to surprise after sunset, but they would also be dangerous attackers. War becomes quieter, less about bright banners in sunlight. More about movement, signals, shadows, and fear. The first empires, if they arise, may not celebrate golden sun kings. They may celebrate rulers who control the dark. A king's power might be measured by how safely his people sleep during the day and how far his warriors can move at night. The royal symbol may not be a solar disk. It may be an eye under a crescent moon. But perhaps the biggest change is psychological. Modern humans today often treat night as stolen time. We stay awake past midnight and feel like we are borrowing hours from tomorrow. We scroll, think, worry, create, panic, remember. Some part of us still feels different in the dark. In this alternate timeline, that feeling would not be a glitch. It would be the center of being human. Our cities would be designed for darkness. Our religions would begin under stars. Our workdays would follow moonlight. Our myths would make the sun seem harsh, exposing, dangerous. Day would be the vulnerable time. Night would be freedom. And maybe, in that world, people would look at us with confusion. They would see humans who sleep through the most meaningful half of existence, humans who close their eyes when the sky opens, humans who feared darkness because we forgot how to belong to it. Because the strangest part is this: even in our world, we may not be as purely daytime as we think. Our ancestors did not sleep like modern office workers. They lived around fire. They woke in the night. They listened. They watched. They shared darkness in ways we barely understand now. So maybe this alternate timeline is not completely alien. Maybe it is a path we almost took. A version of humanity where the night did not become something to survive. It became home. And if humans were never meant to sleep at night, civilization might not begin with sunrise over a field. It might begin with a group of silent figures walking under a moonlit sky, seeing just enough in the darkness to realize something no other animal expected. The night was not empty. It was waiting for us.